Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here. Welcome back to another video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, and today we are back again. I'm joined by Paradise because it's speedrun reaction time. How you doing, Paradise?
Hey, we're back. I actually love this series. I want to know, do people like this series too? I love doing these. I love watching the speedruns, seeing the cool plays, so I'm super excited to be back again.
It has definitely been really cool to sort of see some of the techniques they're using, trying to sort of occasionally pick things up myself, so 100% very cool. We're hoping for this one to be, largely speaking, monsters from the new update. Some of you guys have submitted them already. Understandably, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get the nuance of the new monsters, so if any of you guys have any new speedruns, do be sure to submit them over to me on Twitter. But regardless, we have a couple of new monsters and some cool runs, so we're going to dive in. If you guys do enjoy this series, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let us know what you think of these, and Paradise, you have chosen them today. Normally I choose them, you found them today, so talk to me.
I have, so I'm very excited for this first one. So Lazy Data, a good friend of ours, really cool guy, he's very good at like Borderlands, at Monster Hunter. Anyway, he submitted a speedrun from someone called Catherine that it's actually just, it's 42 seconds, okay? So it's going to be insane. It's a 4-man heavy bowgun. I think we can kind of guess where it's going, right? But yeah, we're going to have to watch it to really see what happens.
Still
but
gonna
40, like 41 or 42 seconds is a bit mad, right?
It's not going to give us too much time to talk, so let's see. Hit play and let's see where this goes.
All right, we got a little look at the armor set to begin with. All in Japanese,
okay, cool.
So not too sure what's being used there.
What's going on? Okay, cool. All right, I'm liking the layered armor here as well.
Did you see did you see the wirebug jump tech to just speed up that entrance?
Just that little bit. All right, what we got here?
Ooh, buffs going out. Lots of buffs just went out.
Yeah. What do we got? So we use Pierce. Okay. Wait, you know I was confused as well because the icon for this submission was Lucent, but we're actually fighting Silver. So I was already confused from the. Okay, right.
It's because they've done both, but this is their silver run.
Oh, okay.
What I'm noticing here is I think it's water pierce, which I believe Silver's weak to. They've got a paralysis in there from the Palamutes, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's dead.
Oh my goodness. I mean, okay. I mean, that's, to be fair, that's kind of what I expected. It's really interesting. I mean, I know people have already said this before, where like, unfortunately, the new sort of like machine gun stance, like, doesn't a lot of the time seem worth it because obviously, you know, the gun overheats and whatnot. I would kind of like to see that used a lot more because sort of throwback to like Valor Heavy Bowgun. But the pierce shot through the wings, lining that up for the maximal hit was quite nice.
I don't know what to say there. The damage is insane. Maybe Heavy Bowgun's kind of busted in title update 1 because like 42 seconds.
I feel like Heavy Bowgun's always been busted, right? Because I feel like eventually there's always like, you know, the game will come out, you know, people will do their runs, and invariably, finally, when you see a sub like 1 minute run, normally it's just like, okay, bowguns are either like cluster bombing, slicing, piercing, something, some kind of madness.
I will say though, excellent positioning, like you said, through the wings. They got the, they had everything lined up perfectly. They spammed all of the dust and all the buffs beforehand. They had the Palamutes for the status to keep it still. So it was a very good choreographed fight, and that's where that's where the time becomes so low because you couldn't just put 4 people together even with the same build, and you would probably get nowhere near that time. It's like a professional dance. You know, they all are standing in the exact place. They all know exactly what they're doing second to second. So it's still, even though it's like busted, it's still impressive.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I noticed the double ring, which I don't believe they stacked. I think we tested that before, so I'm guessing the double ring was just maybe one person was slightly out of position, so they just wanted to. Or was it so that they like, so when the first one goes, the second one's there? I'm not entirely sure, but like,
I think you're right. I think it was a positioning thing. I think the paralyze maybe made it slightly move, or it's slightly turned, so like you don't want to miss like those couple extra ticks as you're going through the wings, but maybe they could optimize it to like, you know, 39 seconds if they didn't have to do a double ring.
Maybe
it could be beaten. If anyone can beat it, then definitely submit it. But next, we're going back to an old monster next, Alex, right? But it's from our old friend Papa Rodeo, and
shout out to Papa Rodeo.
He's insane, right? He's absolutely mental.
Papa Rodeo has some really good runs. Papa Rodeo did actually submit a Seething Basil run, but because we also have another Seething Basil run in this one, we're like, you know what? Let's instead focus on one of his newest runs, which is still hella impressive. Anjanath, I'm seeing this from the title, a 107. Woo! Okay.
And it's great sword, so I'm expecting meaty chops, right? But this is his latest one, so I just wanted to show off because I'll say I briefly skipped through it to make sure that there was no shenanigans going on, and I was like, okay, we got to use this one. So, are you ready?
Okay. I like the color scheme on the Okami dogs as well.
Yeah, he's got a little style going on there actually.
Also,
a nice aesthetic.
I will say, even though we can't include it in the video, I do like the backing track. Papa Rodeo does pick some good tunes. I'll say that.
But yeah, it does.
You guys can't hear it.
You guys can't hear that, unfortunately.
Just imagine some cool like rock music going on right now. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Anyway, also I'll be interested to see what his setup is here, because we did get slightly confused last Papa Rodeo run because he had a mod that made his greatsword look like the Gormagala one,
Gee.
but it wasn't.
Did you see the damage?
And he's straight into the mount as well. Okay.
That was 4,000. That was just shy of 5k damage on one true charge.
Already with the
bomb tech.
With the what do we call it?
Wait, did you know? Did you know that the pitfall would like? Was that perfect positioning, or does the pitfall not activate while in the mount state?
I don't think that's what no, in the mount state. Yeah.
What? So you can turn it off, wail on the monster for a bit, drop a trap, wail on it some more, and then as soon as it comes out of the state, instant trap. And dead.
And there we have it. That is. I will say, right, that mod right there that I've seen people use, like sometimes when you get the... Oh no, that's not that mod. There's like the slow motion mod I've seen a few people use, which just like looks kind of cool. But that was not... That was basically like, what, 4 hits? Something ridiculous?
That was... I don't think he's showing his set in this one. But that one, I believe, I think you actually got it right. I believe that was 4 true charge chops, and Anjanath is dead.
I like the very sort of methodical placement there. It was just like, because I mean, again, like sometimes people look at these and they're like, that's just like, that's ridiculous. But like, all the thought and the kind of process that goes into this, the whole like the placement, again, putting down the right trap, the fact that he threw the tranks, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Sometimes when you're trying to talk at the same time as think, sometimes I forget all these words. He threw the tramp bombs hella early. Like literally after this, like the tranks are gonna go. Oh no! So yeah,
we'll rewind it a sec. So yeah, the trap went down, the tranks went out, the bomb went down. Bomb. Straight mad. Imagine doing the input for that, and if you mess up one input, you basically have to redo the run.
Hey, but at least if the run's only a minute, then you've only wasted a minute of time. But that's true. That is.
I will just say before we move on as well, I do like that the Palamutes are becoming part of the runs, and that they actually just turn like a speed run to an insane speed run because of like the damage or the status that they bring. Like the fact, I believe that they brought the sleep to that, which is what allowed that massive true charge into the capture, which was kind of nuts. So
yeah, and having like Okami skin with a gun on the back is quite hilarious as well. That is. I like that. I like that a lot. I would like to see the skills on that one because I know like normally speedrunners will show them at the end. We haven't got them in there, so I need to know. Oh, he does say build/set down below, so I'm guessing that's the breakdown for it. But
yeah,
anyway,
I do like it when they include it though. You are right. You know, show a little build at the end. It's good to see what they're using.
We've got to get a little breakdown. As always though, guys, if you do want to watch the full thing or find out more, links to all of the speedrunners will be in the description box down below. But
all right,
what you got next in Paradise?
Next is a Seething Bazel, okay?
Seething
Bazel, it's a 2-minute 23 solo Switch Axe run. So I'm already very interested.
Plus augments, Switch Axe plus augments. Okay, interesting.
I am dubious when it says plus augments because because there are some insane augments that you can get with like those, you know, multiple 2% chances in the same roll. But let's see what's going on. So this is JDV doing this run. He's got some
clearly with some out of box mod layered armor. This is not Capcom authorized.
This is some interesting layered armor. I don't remember seeing that one in game.
He wanted to ditch the armor so that he was faster on the battlefield. So he's going for the apparently so. What we got?
You know, I'm gonna just say off the bat, I don't know, but I do wonder, is this the best starting spawn for Seething? Because he had to fly to another camp, he had to run down. You know, he's lost like 20 or 30 seconds just running to the monster. So I do wonder if it could have been optimized from the spawn. But opening with the counter, I like it. You know, I love my counter playstyles, Alex. You know, I love it. What's
the purple on your? We've got a purple glow around us already. What's going on? Oh no, of course. Sorry, yeah, we got the Gormagala.
Did you see that? He just sidestepped the raw and got adrenaline rush.
Ooh,
little side hop.
I'm
Look at
liking,
the damage.
Yeah, these are some insane numbers. Like, I'm liking the. I just love all of these new dodge skills. I was playing Gunlance the other day, just a little sidestep, and when you proc like Adrenaline Rush and Status Trigger, I was like, oh, this is satisfying.
I just have to point out, but have you noticed how the second hit of the 2-stage morph slash in the axe is doing over 600 damage?
This
like
is
one hit.
Ridiculous.
That's great sword numbers, right?
Great sword. Who? Oh my goodness.
So, okay, what we're seeing here, this is something that, this is what I love about switch hacks, okay? Is that the counter is perfectly being incorporated into the combo, but the core combo is basically like a morph attack rotation with the new 2-stage morph slash, which also gives you your file charge and your switch gauge, which then lets you go into another counter like the next time the opportunity comes up. And he's running, as we saw before, Adrenaline Rush, so he's got those like side steps on lockdown. This is meaty.
It is insane, but I feel like that's the one thing I love about counters. Like, they will never ever get like old. Like, you can see a counter so many times, but it's always just so satisfying when it lands. Even if it's like the switch axe one. Let's be honest, is the counter itself is quite easy to pull off, right? So it's like, you know, it's not necessarily like it's a split second pinpoint perfect thing, but regardless, like the way it's all linked together is insane.
You got the trap the tranks. You got the Adrenaline Rush proc again. I will say,
there we go.
he didn't miss a single side hop or a single counter, which is impressive. And this is something I can say from personal experience, and then we'll go over the skills in the armor set.
That's a lot of skills.
We'll talk about that in a sec, because that's where the augmentation goes nuts, right? But when you finish a zero-sum discharge and you do the Soaring Wyvern dive to reduce the end lag and get the follow-up hit and the file pop, if you don't have enough sword gauge, you can't do that, and doing a zero-sum does use a large chunk of it. And the fact that he perfectly every single time managed the switch gauge so that he could Soaring Wyvern dive after each zero-sum throughout without messing up is impressive. I mess that up all the time in my hunt, because you can just be like one slither of gauge like wrong and you've messed up the combo, and then you have to like deal with the end lag, and you've kind of like set yourself back a bit. So I was very impressed there, but this build is kind of broken nuts.
Hey, I will say, so okay, right, so just to be clear, so I want to say it because I'm also, at the time of recording this, reading the description of the video, and I think this has definitely been a PC mod experiment with the Curio system, because he says here he thinks he needs to review his Curio augments and make sure they're less powerful, doesn't know how legal a piece can be. So I don't think this is actually
it might not be possible in game to get those skill combos as the augments.
Yeah, because so obviously already, like, that's just to kind of like be clear, because we're still going to like showcase this one and kind of talk about it anyway. I think it's an interesting like topic of conversation, because the new armor system specifically has had a lot of like, you know, potential sort of backlash from people, because it is incredibly RNG based, and some people have been using mods just to at least see what is possible. But of course, in that regard, when you are doing that, you are fundamentally just like, you know, going against the system. So I don't think it's fair to say that this is like a legit build. I still think the run was impressive regardless, because even if you got a bunch of skills, the placement was crazy, the amount of things you could pull off. The damage numbers, of course, are going to be skewed now because of how much stuff you can get on there. But I do still think the placement was hella impressive, so that's why I'm happy to include it. But yeah, I do think it's important to note on that stuff, because people will be like, hold on a minute, that's a bit wild.
There are, like, for example, we've recently done a, like, 5 things to know about the augment system, which also covered, like, a really detailed Excel doc that has, like, all the information about the augment system, like what skills you can get and what skills you can't get. So, like, that information is out there if people wanted to see, like, if they were doing, like, the mods for it. But there are certain skills that you just can't get on augments. So, if the people are augmenting those ones in, then that is, like, quite an unfair advantage. But like you say, I also have to appreciate the choreography, the timing, and the skill that goes into like not messing up once in the fight, even if you have a few more skills that you shouldn't have. So I was still impressed with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we'll definitely, you know, let us know in the comments down below, of course, what you guys think as well. Like, this is definitely one of those situations where we are, of course, you know, trying to, like, you know, check out things from you guys in the community, sort of see different runs, see different sort of tactics, and there's always things you can pick up from them regardless. Again, like, you might look at this and think, okay, cool, that build isn't possible, but you might watch it and think, you know what, from a positional point of view, I didn't know I could go, like, 2-stage morph into this. So there's always things to learn from them, but of course, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you would like to, you know, in the future, make sure that they are at least legal runs, then obviously let us know and we can be a little bit more choosy about what we select. But regardless, that was still fun to watch. But anyway, that's it for the time being. That's a little rundown on another few speed runs. You guys have been super enjoying the series. Again, massively appreciate the support. We will definitely be back with some more of them. Don't forget, if you do want to submit them, then Twitter is generally speaking the easiest place. Normally, I put out a post. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put out a YouTube community post for next week as well. So if you guys want to submit it on YouTube instead of Twitter, I'll give you the option. But yeah, if you send over the runs, if you've done some that you are particularly proud of, then let us know. We'll pick them and we will commentate on those as well. But anyway, if you missed some of the recent videos, check out one of these ones linked on screen, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Cool. Yeah, sorry, I need to realise that as